Hi guys, it's Taxi the Bear Man here. Wanted to show you a real handy tip for looting uh, the new abandoned bunkers. As you can see, I'm down on the second level. I'm here in the generator room. It's where Mr. Brenner hangs out. And these are where the 3 juicy armories are that you need to lockpick. I'm not so good at doing the lockpicking on the silver lock, so I'm going to skip this part for today's video. But I wanted to show you a really neat trick that I don't think anybody else has caught on to. What we're going to do is there's an armory here or here, and the other one's a depository. And then it's mirrored over here on D, where one's an armory and one's a depository. There's lots of good stuff to be found in both of these, as well as these over here. They're both the same, so I'm just going to do the ones in C for right now, but it works the exact same way. Most people, when they go to loot these, they're going to use their key card and a fuse to power up A, B, and C. When you do this, you play the mini game to try to open the doors. If for some reason you fail, Mr. Brenner starts coming up and he comes to get you, so then you have to go run for your life. If you get it right, good. But we're going to do things a little different. We're only going to power up A and B, not C. So when we get here, these doors are not going to be powered, and what we're going to have to do is crowbar them instead. So I brought my trusty crowbar with me, and let's get going. So I'm going to go ahead and pop in a fuse, and like I said, we're going to power up A and B. If you're doing the other side, you do F and E and not D. So let's try our luck. These videos down here tend to come out real dark, so I'm going to go ahead and put on the night vision so you guys can see. My monitor offers better gamma settings for me, so I can do it without the night vision. But for some reason the recordings come out real dark because it is monitor enhanced. Oh good, we don't have any friends right now. Normally there's 3 or 4 puppets in this room. Alright. First thing you want to do is you want to make sure that this gate down here at C is closed. It's one of the lattice gates, but Mr. Brenner is going to come up here and start looking for me once I start doing the crowbarring, so this will give him an extra little thing to stop. Also, if you start crowbarring and there's zombies on the other side of this fence, they're not going to run straight up at you and interrupt the crowbar. Now I'll start with the depository here. Now the key here is when you start doing the crowbar, unless you're about to get jumped by a razor, you want to keep going, because it's not like manually opening the blast doors where you can stop and restart where you left off. Oh, here comes Mr. Brenner. You guys see him? Here he comes. But I'm in. Razor just dropped, but he can hang out on the other side of the wall. Now the reason this is super cool is that the door, once I open it, it will stay open, and not just until the power goes out here. It'll stay open for me. Because if I were playing with doing the mini game, as soon as the power to block C would go out, the doors would automatically close. But when you crowbar them open, they stay open for you. And they'll stay open until the bunker power cycle resets at sunrise. It actually happens a little bit after sunrise. So if you come in just shortly after sunrise and you come and you do this neat little trick, you can go ahead and just kind of rotate through the C and D blocks every time there's a loot reset. The same trick works on any of the doors that have the combo code. As long as you never power up that, that section of the map where those doors reside, You can crowbar them. You only have to do it once per day cycle, and you'll be good to go looting these on every time the server loot resets. On my server, it happens to be 45 minutes. I'm not sure what default is, but you know, you can check and see what your server settings are. Right now, Mr. Brenner's hanging on the other side of the door, so I'm just going to complete the looting of this before I go out, because he'll hang out for a little while. And you really don't want to get jumped by a razor and have Mr. Brenner jump on you with his flamethrower, because it's not a good double team. Alright, let's finish looting this up. Okay, I left this one room over here alone, the one to my left. So I'm going to draw this whole video out. Now, Mr. Brenner is not very nice. He didn't close the door behind him, so I'm going to go ahead and do that so we don't aggro these zombies down here. Alright. No razor, okay. Alright, so we're going to pop this one too. Oh, there's the razor. Now I want to interrupt this and then run off into here. Because just that little bit, once he jumped me, Mr. Brenner would still be on his way up, and then I would get to fight both of them, which is not fun. So we're going to come and hide in here for a little bit. Give me an opportunity to just loot this room as well. Wow, he is making an awful lot of noise out there. I tend to only loot the 800 fuses anymore because they're very plentiful in these rooms. You used to be able to get a ton of the yellow screwdrivers in here too, but since the last patch, they removed those, so now you really only get the red screwdrivers, which sucks. Fortunately, I have quite the collection of yellow screwdrivers thanks to looting these rooms. I also don't pick these up, these gray memory modules where you have to charge them 16 times in order to use them. I limit myself to the 2s and the 4s basically. I have plenty of the 8s as well, but you find the 2s and 4s enough that you can get away with it. Alright, sounds like Mr. Brenner's walking back downstairs. Here comes Razor Friend. You know what, let's make this a fair fight. Pussy. Alright. You also want to make sure not to close this door behind you because it will not be able to be reopened unless you re-crowbar it. Alright, Mr. Brenner's rude again, leaving this door open. Let's close it up. I could run up to the generator room and pop in a new fuse because this one's going to die soon. We'll probably have to manually open these doors to get back. But we'll give it a try. Oh, there comes Big Boy again. Hey, Big Boy. Got a razor. Bye-bye. Now, using the strategy, your results may vary. I do have high strength. I'm sitting at a 7.6 right now. So I tend to open the doors a little bit quicker than most folks would. So depending on your strength, it may take you longer or shorter if you have higher strength than I do. Another thing I could do is I could crowbar this lock open, just to show you how quickly I can do this. Boom, it's open. I'm at 22% on my crowbar, so I don't want to use that up anymore. Otherwise, it's going to be too broken to repair back to 100%. Fortunately, I stashed some toolboxes on my way down here in the generator room, so I'll be able to repair the crowbar back up to 100%, so I can use this over on the other side. Also, it lowers the quality of the items that you find in the locker, and something that's messed up with it is if I come back down here and I crowbar the same locker open again, the items will remember that it had been crowbarred earlier, so those new items will be degraded even further. And if you keep repeating the pattern multiple times in the same day before a server restart, then the items will come out with 0 health. So you're better off lockpicking. So we'll just do that real quick. If you're going to be spending some time down here with multiple friends, it's also handy to bring some extra hiking backpacks with you so that you can carry your regular backpack out with you as well as another one in your hand so you can double your loot. Alright, let's pack these back up. Oops. Nope. Alright, remember, don't close these doors behind you. Oh, these are still open. Good. One other thing I was going to show you is in case you come and you do this, this only works on the A and B. But if for some reason you're crowbarring the first one and Mr. Brenner's going to get you and you need to run, you can always run up to one of these bathrooms and hide inside. There's no razor spawns inside. So that'll be your good hiding spot if you can't make it all the way to the generator room for some reason. Oh, power just shut down. So just quickly, I'll show you what I mean. Yeah, let's clear out razor first. Come on. That's too bright. We're just going to open A and B again because I want to show you that those doors are still open. Yep. Had I played the mini game and powered up this area, those doors would be closed right now and you'd have to do it all over again. And since it's only 3:48, I have until tomorrow's sunrise. So I could probably do each side 2-3 more times easily before the sunrise. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Please let me know what you think. Leave me a thumbs up and we'll see you on the next one.